My mother is a retired midwife. She's been in service for over 37 years before she retired. But at 9 months, I had polio. It sounds like an irony. Nurses are advising mothers to vaccinate their children, do all the right things. So how did a nurse's son catch polio? And by 10 months, I had paralyzed completely. I spent considerable time in Korle Bu. I came home, life was going on, but I lost the use of my lower limbs. But the Lord was still with me. God took me through school till secondary school, and by the grace of God, I received Christ when I was 17.
Wow.
I was in secondary school from 1.
Which secondary school did you go to? Which secondary school?
I went to Presec.
Okay.
And in the last 1 year, the devil launched a very big attack on my
By
health.
the way, where do you work?
I work with MTN Ghana by God's grace.
Okay. Beautiful.
Yes. Bishop, last year on the 14th of September, we had our beautiful daughter and we named her that day. It was a Saturday. After everything, I realized that I was having this pounding headache. It just wouldn't go away. Everybody was telling me it was stress, I was exhausted, rest. But 1 week, it won't go. 2 weeks. By the third week, the headache was so bad.
Can you hear at the back?
All right. By the third week, the headache was so bad I couldn't even open my eyes. So I went to the hospital and they said I had typhoid. They treated me. I remember I went to the hospital on a Monday. By Wednesday, I couldn't get out of bed. It was that bad. I had just literally melted. And my family were telling me that my left side was not functional anymore. I lost sensation in my left side. Then they rushed me to the hospital. I was in the hospital for 3-4 days. By this time, I was in and out of consciousness. I wasn't aware of everything happening around me. So my sister came to the hospital and she said, when she saw me, she realized that I was getting worse. Because every day she would come see me before I go to work. When she comes back, she sees that the thing was getting worse. So she insisted that they do something. They do a scan, a CT scan. And Bishop, they put me in an ambulance from the hospital looking for a place to do the CT scan. Almost everywhere they go, it's either there's light off, the machine is not working, or something was wrong.
Mercy.
Eventually, when they found a place to do the scan and brought me back to the hospital, they said the doctor took a look at the scan and said, no, we are referring to Korle Bu. Then they referred me. I didn't know any of this. I only regained consciousness after a surgery was done on my head. Apparently, I was bleeding in my brain. I was bleeding in my brain. They said they call something subdural hematoma. I was bleeding in my brain.
Yeah, it's true.
Well, so after the surgery, everything was fine. I was recovering well. I was in the hospital for about 10 days, and then they discharged me. I started doing my reviews, first, second, third. By the time I went for the third review, that was on the 9th of January, the doctor took a look at the scan and said, I'm surprised you are sitting so calm. Are you okay? I said, oh, apart from a slight headache, I'm okay. He said, it's not a slight headache. When they assessed the scan, they said the volume of blood that had collected in my head was more than the first time, and so they were not letting me go. But see, I drove to the hospital myself. That's the strange part. The doctor said there was a risk of seizure. Anything could have happened because I was driving and I was alone. But God took me to the hospital. That was the first miracle. And then they admitted me again. But this time, before they do the second surgery, they wanted to understand what was causing the bleeding. So I was in the hospital for 2 months. Mommy came to visit me. Daddy came to visit me. A lot of people were praying for me. But try as they did, they still did not find what was causing the bleeding in my brain. They kept me there for 2 months. Eventually, the head of the neurosurgery department said, we still don't know what is causing the bleeding, but we don't want to risk something else happening, so we will do the surgery anyway. Every day they schedule the surgery, something happens. Either there's another emergency or something. So they kept pushing and pushing and pushing. Then one night, a man just walked into the ward. It was a normal practice. They just come in and pray for everybody. By this time, by the way, this church had already started. So I remember one of the days, somebody called me and said, Bishop made the whole church pray for you and that you'll be fine. Prayer was going on all around me, but the devil was still fighting. Then by the grace of God, they did the surgery again.
So a man walked in. A man walked in and prayed for
A man walked in and then he prayed. He prayed for everybody in the ward. Then he came to the foot of my bed and said, God says I should tell you, you will not die. Relax.
Wow.
By the next morning, they came in and said they were doing the surgery the Sunday after that. I went to theater around 11, and this surgery only happened around 9 p.m. My family were there from morning 11 a.m. to 9 p.m. because every time it was my turn, something will happen. They will cross somebody will bring an emergency. But eventually, the surgery happened. And I recovered in record time. By the 5th or 6th day, I was discharged and I went home.
Wow.
I thank the Lord for sparing my life. I'm not so special. I did not do anything to deserve it. But I thank God that He remembered me. And I thank God that He heard the prayers of the people around me who cared so much about me and were praying for me. They did everything and I came home. In my batch of surgeries, we were 8 people they operated on around the same time. And I don't know, out of the 8, 6 have died. There are only 2 of us alive, and 1 has gone back to admission in Korle Bu. So of the 8, I'm the only one who is still strong and walking. And it is all to the glory of God.